friends, welcome back to our channel Physics Tutorial. Today we are going to discuss with the textbook exercises of 9th standard physics. So here we have the chapter motion, and in this chapter we have 10 questions. Okay, so today we will discuss only the first 3 questions only, and in the next video we can continue with the same chapter and we will discuss all the in-text questions and also the NCERT textbook exercises. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Can we move to the first question? Now we have the first question. The question is, an athlete completes one round of a circular track of diameter 200 meter in 40 seconds. What will be the distance covered and the displacement at the end of 2 minutes and 20 seconds? So first of all, whenever we are getting a question, we have to read it once more and we have to note down the given data. Okay, so here what are the things given? So first of all, we can note that the things given here, and here it is given that an athlete is completing one round of a circular track of diameter 200 meters. So the athlete is traveling in a circular path and which has a diameter of 200 meters. Okay, and it takes 40 seconds to complete one circular path, and we have to calculate the distance and the displacement traveled at the end of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, so but how we can start with the solution? Here we can write down the things given. Okay, so what is the things given here? Diameter is given. Diameter of the circular path. Diameter D is equal to 200 meters. Okay, so it is 200 meters and it is given that the athlete is traveling in a circular path. So the diameter of the circular path is how much? That is 200 meters. Okay, so it is better to draw that diagrammatically. So it will be very easy to understand the concept. So here we have a circular path and which has a diameter of 200 meters. So from this diameter, what we can calculate? We can calculate radius, right? So what will be the radius? If D is equal to 200 meter, what will be radius? Radius R, that is equal to 200 meter by 2. Right, that will be 100 meters. So we are getting radius, and now we have to calculate the total distance and the total displacement. So for finding the distance travel, here he is traveling in a circular path. So what will be the total path length here? So we have to find the circumference, right? What is the equation for finding the circumference of a circle? Yes, that is C is equal to 2 pi into R. R is the radius here. Okay, so 2 pi R is the circumference of the circle. So for completing one circle, he is taking how much time? Yes, here he is taking 40 seconds, right? So we can find the circumference first. That will be equal to 2 pi into radius is how much? Yes, that is 100. So that is 200 into pi. That much is the circumference of the circle. Okay, now what is the time taken here? Time taken for completing one circle is given as T is equal to 40 seconds. Right, now we have this distance and the time. So here we have to find the total distance after completing 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So that athlete is traveling 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So we have to find the total time here in seconds. So it is given in minutes, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So we can convert that into total time into seconds. So first of all, we can do that. So what will be the total time here? Time taken, that is equal to 2 minutes into 20 seconds, right? So that minute we have to convert into seconds. So how we can write? 2 into 1 minute is equal to, yes, 60 seconds, right? So 2 into 60 plus 20, that will be equal to how much? Yes, that will be 140 seconds. So here we are getting 140 seconds. So the total time we have calculated. Now we have to find the total distance when he is traveling for a time interval of 140 seconds. So here we have that distance travel for this 40 seconds is there and time is there. So can we find the speed? How we can calculate the speed of this motion? Speed. So here we can write that speed will be equal to distance traveled divided by time. Right? Distance traveled divided by time taken. So here that will be equal to the total distance traveled. Yes, in 40 seconds is 200 into pi. 200 into pi divided by time is 40. So that is the speed. Yes. Okay, so that speed is 200 pi divided by 40. So this is the simplest method to calculate the distance. Okay, so from this equation, can you calculate distance? Yes, so what will be the distance here? That will be speed into time. So the speed will be always the same here, right? So the distance can be calculated by using the equation distance is equal to speed into time. Right, so what is the speed here? That is 200 into pi by 40. Right, so pi we can write as 22 by 7. And time is given as how much? The total time now we have calculated, that is 140 seconds. So the total distance traveled when he is traveling for a time interval of 140 seconds will be how much? So distance, that is speed into time. So that is 200 into, instead of pi we can write 22 by 7. Okay, or we can use that value of pi. So it is easy to calculate by using 22 by 7. That is why I am writing 22 by 7 and into 40 here. Okay, and this we have to multiply with the time. What is the time here? That is 140 seconds. 140 seconds. Here 140 is there. Okay, if we calculate this, what we will get? This is 140. So what we will get, if we calculate this, 200 into 22 divided by 40 into 7 into 140 seconds. So you can calculate that value. So that is found to be 2200 meters. So the total distance traveled when the athlete is traveling in a circular path of radius r is given as 2200 meter. Okay, within a time interval of 140 seconds. Clear? And now we have to find the total displacement. How we can find the total displacement? Actually the total distance means the actual path traveled. Okay, but here the athlete is taking 40 seconds to complete one circle and he is taking 140 seconds to complete the motion. So how many rotations he will move, or how many times he will rotate here, so that we can find. So for one rotation he is taking 40 seconds. So how many rotations he will do within 140 seconds? Yes, that will be equal to number of rounds will be equal to, we can calculate that. Number of rounds is equal to how much? 140 by 40, right? So that will, how much it will be? That will be 140 by 40. That is, yes, 3.5 rounds. So he is traveling for 3.5 rounds. So here we can see that the displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final positions, right? So suppose the object, that athlete is traveling from A and he is completing one circle motion. Okay, one circle, and after that how many rounds he is moving? 3.5 rounds he is moving. So 1, 2 and 3. After completing 3, he has moved half of the circle. Clear? So here he has moved after 3 rounds. Suppose this is 3 and now he have completed 3 circles, means again he has to move the half of the circle. So he might have reached here, right? So suppose this is B. Now how we can find the displacement? Yes, displacement is the shortest distance between initial and final positions, right? So here what is the shortest distance? Yes, this is the straight line distance, right? So this will be the shortest distance. So this is the diameter of the circle. Okay, so we can write the diameter as the displacement. Okay, so here the displacement is given as 200 meter because that is the shortest distance between the initial and final position. So here we can write displacement is equal to how much? Yes, that is equal to 200 meters. So, hope this idea is clear to you. Here he has completed 3.5 rounds. Here after completing 3 rounds he has moved only half of the circle. Okay, that is why we are taking the point over here. So if we find the displacement means the shortest distance between the two initial and final position. So this was the initial position and finally he has reached at B. Right, now what will be the distance between A and B? Here that will be the diameter of the circle. That is the shortest distance between these 2 points that can be written as 200 meters. Now we are getting the answer for both the questions, that is to find the distance and displacement after a time interval of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Right, so here we have the distance as 2200 meter and the displacement as 200 meters. Clear? Now we can move to the second question. The question is, Joseph jogs from one end A to other end B of a straight 300-meter road in 2 minutes 30 seconds and then returns around and jogs 100 meter back to point C in another 1 minute. What are Joseph's average speeds and average velocities in jogging from A to B and from A to C? So, in the question, what are the things given? Joseph is jogging from one end A to the other end B of a straight 300-meter road. Straight 300-meter road is there, that is from A to B. So, we can just show that this is a straight 300-meter road. This is 300 meter and here we have the points A and B. So here Joseph is jogging from A to B, that is 300 meter long within a time interval of 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So he is taking 2 minutes 50 seconds to reach from A to B. That means to cover 300 meters. Okay, after that what is given? And then turns around and jogs 100 meter back to C. So after reaching B, he is moving back to C, which is at a point 100 meters from B. Okay, so from B to C, he is moving 400 meters, and with that for moving from B to C he is taking 1 minute. Okay, so here we have to calculate the average speed and average velocities when the Joseph is moving from A to B and from A to C. In both the cases we have to calculate the average speed and average velocities. Okay, so first of all we can consider only the first case, that is from A to B. When Joseph is jogging from A to B, how we can calculate the average speed and average velocity. So what is the equation for finding the average speed? Yes, average speed is equal to total distance traveled divided by total time taken. Okay, average speed is total distance traveled divided by total time taken. And what about the average velocity? Average velocity is total displacement divided by total time taken. Okay, so first of all we have to calculate the average speed. For that we have to find the total distance. So how we can find? So we can write down the average speed is equal to, so that equation we have to mention, average speed is equal to total distance traveled divided by total time. Total time taken. Okay, total time. So here, what will be the total distance traveled? Here, how much distance he is traveling from A to B? How much distance is there? He is traveling 300 meters. Okay, so from distance from A to B is 300 meters. So we can write that total distance as 300 divided by, we have to find the total time. So it is given that he is taking 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So how we can find the total? That means this is in minute and this is in seconds. So we can use only the same unit. So here we can convert the minute into seconds. So that will be 2 into 60 plus 50. 2 into 60 plus 50. That means here we are getting 120 plus 50, that is equal to 170 seconds. So that is the total time taken for traveling from A to B. Okay, so that we can write as 300 divided by 170. That is the total distance divided by total time. That is enough for finding average speed, right? So what will be the value? Total distance is 300 divided by total time is 170. So how much we are getting? You can calculate it. 1.675, right? 1.675. That unit also we have to mention. This is speed. That will be meter per second. Here we have converted that minute into second. So that unit will be meter per second. Clear? So our value is 1.675. That is the average speed. Now we have one more question, that is to calculate the average velocity. So what will be the average velocity? Yes, total displacement divided by total time. So how we can find average velocity? Average velocity. That is total displacement divided by total time. So only this equation we have to remember for finding the average values. Total displacement divided by total time. Okay, so now we have to find the total displacement from A to B. So here he is traveling in a straight line from A to B. So what will be the shortest distance between A and B? This is the straight line. Okay, so the same length we can use. So here 300 meter will be the displacement. Right, and what about the time? Time is also the same, 170 seconds. Right, so how much we are getting? Average velocity will be equal to total distance is 300 divided by total time is how much? Yes, that is 170 seconds. So when we calculate, what we will get? This is meter and this is second. So how much we will get? The same value we are getting. Right, so we can write it as 1.675 meter per second. So here we can see that when the object is traveling in a straight line, we are getting the values of average speed and average velocity as the same. Okay, both are the same because here the distance and the displacement are same because this is a straight line path. That is the shortest distance. So here we are getting 1.675 meter per second and for both average speed and average velocity. Clear? And one more question is there. In the case of when he is coming back from B to C. Right, so that also we have to calculate. Only one half of the portion we have completed now. So now we can find what will be the average speed and average velocity in the case of to C. Okay, now we can see that second case. Here we have the distance from A to B as 300 meters. That is already given. Okay, from A to B he is traveling 300 meters and from B to C he is moving again 100 meters back. So now how we can represent that? Here we have a straight line and here this is A and this is B. Okay, that we have already told. So this is 300 meters. So total is 300 meters and after reaching B, Joseph is jogging back to C, which is at a distance of 100 meters from B. So here after reaching B, he is moving back again 100 meters. So here suppose this is 100 meters. Okay, so this is C. So here the distance is 100 meters. Clear? So this is the thing. So first of all, he has started the journey from A and he is moving to B, that is 300 meters from A, and after reaching B, he is moving back to C. So C is 100 meters away from B. Okay, for moving from B to C, he is taking 1 minute. Right, so how much distance he might have traveled when he is traveling from A to B and B to C, or from or the distance from A to C, how much distance he has traveled. How we can calculate the distance we are calculating. So what we will get? First of all, he is moving from A to B, that is how much? 300. So 300 meter plus B to C, how much distance he has moved? Yes, that is 100 meters. So what will be the total? The total distance means the total path length we are calculating, right? So how much distance he has moved? Yes, that is 400 meters. Right. Now we are getting the total distance from A to B. Sorry, A to C. Right. In the similar way, we have to calculate the total time. So how much will be the total time? Time taken to move from A to B. A to B. How much it was? 2 minutes and yes, 50 seconds. That is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So what will be that? 2 into, so that will be 170 seconds. Right. Now, but now we have already calculated the time from A to B. Okay, that we have already done in the last case. And now from B to C, how much time he is taking? From B to C. From B to C, the time taken to move from B to C is 1 minute. That will be 60 seconds. Right. Now, can we calculate the total time? The total time will be how much? Total time, that is equal to how much? 170 plus 60. Yes. So that will be 230 seconds, right? So that is 230 seconds. Clear? Now we are getting the total time taken and the total distance traveled. Now can we calculate the average speed? Yes, average speed will be equal to total distance divided by total time. So what will be the average speed here? Average speed is equal to total distance is 400. So 400 meters divided by 230 seconds total time. So 400 by 230. Okay, that is 1.739 we are getting. 1.739 meter per second. That is the average speed in the case of A to C. Okay, A to C. In the similar way, we have to calculate the average velocity also. So how we can find the average velocity here? Total displacement divided by total time we have to calculate. Time will be the same, right? So 230 is the time interval and what will be the total displacement? So from A to B and B to C. So here the initial and final points only we have to consider. So what is the initial point? Yes, A. And where is the final point? That is C. So what is the difference between A and C? Yes, that is displacement from A to C. That we have to find. Displacement from A to C. How we can find A and C? The difference between that, how much is that? Total is 300. So A to B is 300 minus 100. So that will be 300 minus 100, that is equal to 200 meters. So that is the displacement. Now, how we can find the average velocity? Yes, average velocity, that is equal to total displacement by time. Okay, so displacement is 200 divided by time is 230. So 200 meter divided by 230 seconds. Now we can calculate that. 200 divided by 2 seconds. 0.87 meter per second. So here we can see that the average speed and average velocity are different. Here we are getting the average velocity as 0.87 meter per second. Now we can move to the next question. The question is, Abdul, while driving to school, computes the average speed for his trip to be 20 km per hour. On his return trip along the same route, there is less traffic and average speed is 40 km per hour. What is the average speed for Abdul's trip? So the question is, Abdul, while driving to school, when he was driving to school, the average speed for his journey was 20 km per hour. So that is given here. Average speed for first case, that means when he was going to school, the speed, average speed is 20 km per hour. Okay, and when he was coming back, what happened? There was less traffic and the average speed was 40 km per hour. So it increases. He increases his speed to 40 km per hour. And what is the average speed for his total journey. So in both the cases we have different average speeds. When he is going there, that is the case 1, and we can consider when he is coming back, means that is the second case. Okay, so first of all we can write down the first case. So here we have the average speed, that is 20 km per hour, and time taken we can consider as t1. Okay, and distance will be the same in both cases, right? When he is going and coming back, means the distance is the same. So here distance can be taken as d. Then we can write the equation for average speed. So what is the equation for average speed? Total distance divided by total time, right? So how we can write here? Here the average speed is given as 20. So this implies 20 is equal to, how we can write, total distance can be taken as d divided by the total time. In this case is t1. Okay, why we are taking t1? Because in both the cases the time is different. Okay, here the speed is less, and when he is coming back there was less traffic and he increases his speed. So what we will get as t1? T1 means we can cross multiply. 20 into t1 is equal to d. Okay, that means 20 t1 is equal to d. So what will be t1? T1 will be equal to d by 20. Right, d by 20. This can be taken as the first equation. So this is the first case. Here we are getting the time interval as t1 is equal to d by 20. And when we find the second case, case 2, here what is the average speed? In this case average speed is equal to 40, right? Average speed is equal to 40 meter per second. Okay, 40 kilometer per hour. Sorry, 40 kilometer per hour. And the distance is that same. Then how we can write the time? Here the time can be taken as t2. So what about the equation for average speed? Again we can substitute the same equation. Then what we will get? Average speed, that is 40 is equal to total distance is d divided by total time, here is t2. So can we find t2 from this? 40 into t2 is equal to d, right? So therefore t2 will be equal to, what is that? T2 will be equal to d by, yes, 40. D by 40. Now two time intervals we are getting, that means t1 and t2 we have calculated. Now we have to find the average speed for the total journey. Okay, so how we can find the average speed for total journey? Average speed means total distance divided by total time we have to calculate. Okay, so how to write? Total distance, that means total distance is given as total distance, that is equal to d plus d, that is equal to 2d, right? What about the total time? Yes, total time is t1 plus t2, right? When he is traveling to school the time was d by 20, and when he was coming back the time t2 is d by 40. So we can find the total time by using this equation, that means t1 plus t2. So that will be t1 plus t2, that is equal to d by 20 plus d by 40. Clear? D by 20 plus d by 40. Now we can find the average speed. So what will be the equation? Total distance divided by total time. So we can divide these two equations. Okay. Now we can calculate the average speed. That is, average speed is equal to total distance divided by total time. So total distance we have found as 2d, that is d plus d. So 2d divided by total time. So that is d by 20 plus d by 40. So d by 20 plus d by 40 we are substituting here. So what we will get? 2d divided by d by 20 plus d by 40. Now we can find the value. Okay, so 2d and d will get cancelled. Then 2 divided by 2 plus 1 by 40. So that will be 80 by 3. So what is the value here? We are getting average speed as, yes, 26.67 meter per second. 26.67 meter per second is the average speed for his total journey. Okay, clear? So hope all the three questions are clear to you. Now we can conclude the video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.